Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria,
And I'm Rosetta.
and
Hey.
we're together. Can you
Yes,
believe
we
it?
are.
Yes! So unusual that we're together. We just wanted to take this opportunity to welcome you to our chat. We hope we're going to share something good and informative for you today. If it's your first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're returning, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're happy you're with us. We're always looking to share love and kindness.
Yes, we are. Thank you for that. And we're going to get right into our chat very quickly. But remember, if you are new, not new, if you are regular, you'll know that we like to talk about the teas we're drinking today.
Yes.
And this is for all you newcomers. We talk about the tea that we're drinking. Today, we're not drinking our usual bad teas. Because it's so
It's
hot,
hot.
we're going to be drinking something that's iced,
Yes.
and it's from a company called Bamboo, which
Yes.
is popular in the Bay Area. This is a hazelnut milk tea.
Yes.
We have less ice, lower sugar,
Yes.
and that's what it is.
And it's healthier because it's not syrup.
It's not syrup. We don't
All
do the
right.
syrups. All
Cheers.
right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
Mm.
Very tasty.
It's delicious and it's not over. I love that. It's not overly sweet.
Yes.
All right, so let's get going. As always, we like to start our chats off that our thoughts and prayers go out to the universe. We really have to learn how to love one another so we can live together harmoniously as just human beings and animals, just one big happy family. So, we always start off talking about National Day. So today I'm going to talk about National Blogger Day. It celebrates the influential platform and the vibrant community of bloggers worldwide. The day recognizes the power of individual expression, information sharing, and community building that bloggers foster. Bloggers give you aha moments, things to think about, and things to talk about.
All right. And it is also National Work Like a Dog Day. Now, although the origin, of Work Like a Dog isn't known, it's most likely referring to actual working dogs, sheep dogs and sled dogs. And some breeds like these have the instincts for certain types of works. There's some kind of pleasure from the work they do. Now, this is how you can observe National Dog Day. You can do either of these. Number one, work very hard. Number two, if you'd rather share on social media just how hard you work. And other ways, watch videos of working dogs doing what they're trained to do. Learn about the training of working dogs and make a video of your average work day. So that is Work Like a Dog Day. Then we also have a birthday, and today's birthday is Dr. Jill Biden, former
Aw.
First Lady.
Happy birthday, Dr. Jill.
Yes.
I love her.
Yes, I miss her.
I do too.
Yeah. All right. As you know, we have been doing every week updates from the story of a young 18-year-old black boy called Nolan Wells. He actually went missing July the 4th and was found, he had drowned. They found him and he had drowned. And it was 2 days later, so July the 6th, they found him face down in the water near Hog Island. And this has been a really big story because there's been many, the parents especially, they're the ones that spearheaded. They didn't want no for an answer, and they wanted to get to the bottom of how he had died. So we've been doing updates, and you can check our past chats for the updates. I don't want to go over everything that's been happening, but today I want to do another update as to what news has been come of this Nolan Wells case. Now, the United Cajun Navy, they're the ones that actually did a video, and actually they were the ones in the helicopters that found Nolan Wells in the water when he had drowned face down. Now, there's not that much a lot of good news updates because we still don't have the toxicology reports or the autopsy
Right.
reports.
Still waiting.
So that's going to be important. But what they did find was that the United Cajun Navy, they actually put out on social media and around the nation, if anybody was there during that day of July the 4th, please come forward with videos or pictures. And what has been circulating is lots of pictures from the event showing all the boats and people in the water. And mainly what they're showing is all the boats lined up, and they're underneath there's a little caption saying boat 1, boat 2, boat 3, all side by side. And there's also they're also sharing, they were the ones that shared video of when they spotted Nolan in the water.
Right.
United Cajun Navy, they said that they've seen many, they've come across many pictures that people have submitted.
Right.
And there's also some pictures of the boats, as we said, but also of young kids, like 3 or 4 in a row in their
Right.
bikinis, and the guys, and they want to know if one of the people that had taken the picture was
Right.
Nolan Wells, because it's kind of hard to see
Right.
exactly all the faces close up. They say that in TV and movies, it's easier because they do it for the TVs, that they show, okay, we have a picture, you can
Right.
just blow that up, or you
Right.
can do some doctoring and it will show, but it's harder in real life to do that. The other thing that we want to say is that we found out that Nolan Wells, they're saying online that he went to Horn Island with these particular friends,
Right.
and one of them, his name was Warren, and Warren is the grandson of the man that owned the boat. Well, we come to find out that he actually did not go to Hog Island with Warren, and they also say that even though those pictures that keep showing up of Nolan Wells with his 3 friends on
Right.
the boat,
Right.
they're saying that he had many friends. So when he went to Horn Island, there were other friends there
Right.
that had boats. So when Katie, the girl, said that the last time she saw him was when they separated, and he said he was going to go back by himself with
Right.
friends. We don't know which friends he
We're
went back.
talking with.
We don't know which friends, because a lot of them have boats as well.
Yes.
So which set of friends did he actually go back with? Then we have Warren Hudson, whose father offered a $50,000 reward, along with 2 others, Jack Spatello and Morgan Seymour. They are fighting back, and they have launched a Give, Send, Go fundraiser with a goal of $100,000 to cover legal defense costs, because they're saying that they have been inundated with death threats, threats of violence, and defamation. They have been falsely blamed by individuals online, in the media, and others directly or indirectly having a hand in Nolan's death. And most of them couldn't even get to attend their best friend's funeral.
Wow.
The threats, the Sun Herald says, an Illinois man has now been charged in threatening to kill witnesses and their family in connection with the ongoing state's investigation into Nolan Wells' death. And he told witnesses allegedly he was going to come and kill them, and he sent them their home address, which shows that he knows where they live.
Wow.
Which is why they're trying to raise funds to help with legal assistance against all these threats.
Wow. They have to really wait until the investigation is done.
Yes.
And stop randomly attacking people, because you could attack someone, ruin your life. You go to prison, and that person had nothing to do with it.
Yes. The other thing, the one of the other major updates, and this is probably one of the one that's major, is that Nolan's mom, she is pushing back on the narrative that's circulating all over the place. She told on Don Lemon's show that one of Nolan's football coaches saw Nolan on the island between 2:45 and 3:30, and said he was perfectly fine and he was not sloppy drunk.
Exactly.
And she's questioning why that narrative has been pushed. Now, Mississippi State of Marine sources shows before he was and believes Nolan was drinking heavily before he was missing. And there was some, I forget exactly when this was, but a good friend of Nolan's did say that he saw Nolan at Horn Island, and it seemed like that he was drinking.
Right.
His friend said that. So I don't know if what the mother said about the football coach seeing Nolan and he wasn't overly drunk. I don't know. So there's all these different stories going around. We don't know which is the true one. And those are the updates right now. She's concerned of the narrative and the friends, the close friends, families are getting these fundraisers going to help them against threatening lives. And then these pictures are circulating of the boats. And they're saying, Nancy Grace did a YouTube video, and she said that, can you believe that all these pictures are flooding in to the Cajun Navy?
Right.
And nobody knows exactly what happened to Nolan.
Somebody knows.
So somebody or somewhere has to come forward and say something. But we know it's hard because if you're in an event and there's hundreds of people, are you really going to pay attention to one person and know exactly what happened to that one person?
And most of our children are all about selfies, strike a pose. I mean, they're together and they have fun. We always make comments that when we go out to have fun, we put the devices down and we have fun. Our children will sit side by side with devices in hands and they're texting. So it's just going to take a little bit of time.
Yes. So that's what it is so far, the updates, and we'll see what happens. I'm going to keep doing updates until we get some kind of, we get some autopsy report or it goes before the grand jury.
Exactly. So one of the biggest words you will hear today is data centers. And the issues are a lot of states are finding out that people are buying land. Like we had a situation where people were buying all this land close to airports, and people are like, what the hell are they doing? Well, now we're kind of getting an idea. So in Pittsburgh, there's an AI company, it's called Avia, and they're looking to build public data center in Pittsburgh. So the local citizens are like, what type of resources does a data center require? What could this possibly do to my energy bill? Why all of a sudden did they pick Pittsburgh? What do we got that someone else? So what people are doing is they're kind of telling them, this is good for you. This is going to bring revenue to you. And in communities where people are being laid off because they're being replaced with AI services, people are just very, very conscious. In addition, the community wants to know, like in Kentucky, they have the most data centers to date. They have more physical building data centers right now in production. So here in California, we are already, as an example, water challenged. One of the major components of a data center is they have these things they call chillers. Chillers need water, a lot of water, and it has to stay cold. And if it evaporates, they need more water. So why are data centers looking at dry locations instead of going somewhere where it rains, like say a Seattle, where it rains almost every day in Seattle. So there might be more water, but even Seattle is water challenged. So there's a company called Evergreen Collaborative, and I think her name is Linnea Moffett or Moffett. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. And she's the director, and what she's saying is that data centers are going to be all over the United States, and it's only going to have about a 5% increase. Come on. You can't build these massive buildings with all of this equipment and say it's only going to require an additional 5% of resources.
That's true.
So this is something that we all need to be aware of. And what they're doing in many states is they're putting it on the ballot. So if you normally think to yourself, oh, I don't have to worry about nothing but the main voting, yeah, you need to be aware of this, because if it moves into your town and you are already water challenged, where do you think they're going to start charging people for the additional water?
Exactly. And I think the reason why they're doing it in places like Kentucky and Pittsburgh is because probably land is cheaper there.
Absolutely.
Where there's more land, it's going to be more profitable for them to put it there because they're not going to do it in Silicon Valley.
No. They went out to, what is that, UC Davis here, and they started buying land. And all of a sudden, people started, well, wait a minute. And then we all figured out, oh, no, we don't know what you're doing. But no, and they pretended it was no biggie. But the more people pushed, the citizens pushed, the more they had to come clean and say what they were doing. So just be aware, keep an eye out in your local areas.
Yeah, exactly. So we've also been doing updates on Taylor Farms and the illnesses, the foodborne illnesses. In Michigan is where the epicenter is, and what happened was that a lot of people got sick, and they're thinking we know now that it's from Taco Bell and the lettuce. So Taco Bell started taking out some of their
lettuce.
Yes, in a lot of their foods that
cilantro
yes.
and some
cilantro and what was it, parsley and
yes.
stuff like that. But they've been saying that they've had reports. It wasn't just from the iceberg lettuce and that. Some people, and they didn't eat in Taco Bell.
Right.
People did get sick from other sources, but they were eating cilantro and parsley outside of Taco Bell. And as of date today, there have been 2 deaths specifically in Michigan. And they're saying that make sure you can check, because some of those products are from Walmart. So make sure, where in doubt, just throw it out. Yeah. In California, we don't have as much of this foodborne illness happening.
Right. Yeah, for some reason, and it could be because we have local farmers.
Yes.
And then where we source our produce from doesn't have that particular situation.
Exactly. So make sure, if you are concerned, just wash everything thoroughly.
Yes. I just because it says clean in the bag, because a lot of this is the ones that are clean in the bag. Make sure you take it out of the bag and wash it before you feed it to your families. So, as you know, we are approaching another milestone for the recognition of September 11th. In case you don't know, September 11th, 2001, 2 airplanes flew into the towers in New York City and brought the towers down, and there were 343 New York Fire Department firemen, plus first responders that lost their lives. So in recognition of that, here in Santa Clara, California, our local firefighters that are retired or they're not active fighting the fires, because our firefighters are all over coast to coast, they are starting a 3,000-mile, 40-day cross-country bike journey from Santa Clara, California to Brooklyn, New York. And the goal is to arrive there by September 11th to share and to recognize the loss of lives, as this will be the 25th anniversary. And I think it's wonderful that they are doing this for the people who lost their lives, to keep their names and this whole process in mind.
Yeah, because I remember when that happened, a lot of kids of people that died on the Twin Towers, they were young babies, and now they're grown up.
Yeah.
So obviously they don't want to forget their parents or their parent who passed away.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, we're going to talk about now onto celebrity news. And the celebrity I want to highlight who's been in the news lately is Arianna Grande. Now, the reason why she has been in the social media lately is because she has decided, and she stepped out and said this during one of her concerts, that she's been thinking about stepping away from the limelight. And these are her actual words. She's going to be taking a break soon. and she made a speech in her Chicago tour. She said, "The announcement made yesterday was not reactive or an impulse thing. It was a plan I was quietly making a long time ago. It was a decision that was thoughtful and in an empowered place." Now, this came after a concern about her appearance following the release of her new album and music video, Petal. People took to social media, just like they normally do when they want to air their opinions,
Right.
to comment on her appearance. Now, she said she's not walking away, she's setting boundaries. Now, I talk about this, I mentioned about this, her video, because I did see the video.
Right. I did too.
And even my son, who's 22, pointed out, even before I looked at the video, he said, "This does not look normal."
Right.
But we did not take to social media.
Right.
But we are talking about it, and it's not. I don't know if it's being mean or rude. It's just observing that she looks different than she did, her appearance.
Yes.
But Ariana Grande did respond back or fight back and say, well, when she did look healthier, she was going through issues in her life.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a different time in her life. But I don't know, like, really what is happening around, her appearance now. Because
Right.
I remember when she started doing
Wicked.
Wicked, that's when we
Mhm.
started to see
That's when we
some
noticed.
difference in her appearance.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, and we talked a little bit about it because Cynthia Erivo is tiny. Ariana Grande is tiny. It got to a point though, sometimes when they put those corseted dresses on, they can use material. They can use Spanx to make you smaller, but she seemed to not just be small with the corset on, she was always small. Now, one of the comments that I read was the person said, "This is very sad because it looks like we're watching you die right in front of our eyes." And when you're tiny and you get under stress or you're doing a major tour, eating is not necessarily high on your agenda because you do the show, then you're ready to fall out. You eat maybe a little bit, maybe not as much as you should. You go to bed, you wake up the next day, and you do it all again. So I think that what some people are just trying to make sure she's okay. And I think it's not a bad thing to step away from social media and the public eyes for a while. She has done a tremendous tour, and why shouldn't she be allowed? I remember when I saw the movie Coal Miner's Daughter, when Loretta Lynn would finish a tour, she would go home and she would take 2-3 months off before she got back on that bus and started a tour. So this is something that stars do all the time. It's just, I want her to go back to her healthy self because she just looks tired. So it's time for a break.
Yes. And I wish her, good health and hope everything is okay with her.
Absolutely. So, did you get to go and see Spider-Man opening weekend? It opened on Friday. Okay, last Friday. So, you say, well, I didn't go, but or I went to go and the lines were too long, or I couldn't get tickets. Here in the United States and Canada, last weekend, which is normally Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the movie made $355 million just in those two countries. This is one of the highest movie releases since COVID. And initially they said, oh, this could become one of the all-time top releases. Well, I'm here to tell you it is. From Friday to today, as of this morning, that movie has grossed a spectacular $1,155 million worldwide. So let me break that down for you a little bit. So in Canada and the United States, that came out to be almost $409 million. And then the rest of the world was another 706.3 million. It has just really surprised a lot of people. It's shattering records. It is the highest domestic opening weekend in box office history, with just Canada and the United States. 360 million, surpassing in 2019 the Avengers. The Endgame was released, and it made $357.1 million. It's amazing how we say million and billion like hundreds and thousands.
I know. Billion is, yeah. It's got even more views than Odyssey had.
Yeah,
And I thought Odyssey
was spectacular.
a lot. But you know the reason why it got so many views is because of Zendaya and Tom Holland.
That's right.
People just love them. I
Yes.
like them.
Yeah.
And I'm interested to find out what happens with their relationship.
Yes.
Because we know from the last one, that was a while ago,
Yeah.
they weren't together.
Right.
So I want to see, and because they got
And
married
they're
in
married
real life,
now, so
and I just love seeing them together. I've been watching all their like interviews and
Yes.
the interactions with each other.
yes,
They're just
they're cute.
a very cute couple, very, very intelligent, and I just love them.
I do too.
All right. Well, there's some sad news that happened over the past weekend in Idaho. This was Twins Falls, Idaho. A new In-N-Out Burger had just recently opened up, and there was a shooting there.
Yes.
Some guy decided he wanted to go to this new In-N-Out Burger and start shooting
Brand
people
new.
up. And it was very sad because 3 people passed away. 2 of them were In-N-Out Burger workers.
Yes.
But luckily, there was a man by the name of Jordan Salinas who was actually there with his girlfriend at the right time, at the right place. And he had, since after the shooting 5 years ago, also in Idaho, in a mall, he said that he was inspired to train every weekend on how to respond to active shooter situations.
Wow.
So it just happened that he was at the right time at the right place, and he said that he was there and he saw the shooter, so he got into action, got his gun out from his trunk, and even though he did not shoot the shooter, he was able to gain some kind of time where it allowed people to flee from
Yes.
from the scene. The reason why is because it kind of like distracted the shooter.
Yes.
The shooter got confused.
Wasn't
because
expecting anybody to shoot back.
Right. He was shooting, and all of a sudden he was shooting out, and then there were shots being shot
Back.
back at him. But even though he didn't get shot, it gave people time to escape.
Yes.
And it's so sad that this had to happen. We don't know the reason why, the motive, because the shooter actually died from self-inflicted wounds.
Yes.
And it always like, not surprising, but it's always sad when that happens because
Yeah.
you never know the
We don't know
motive
why.
behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't know why. And sometimes when the police accidentally shoots and kills the person, we don't know why they did what they did. And I hope going forward that the police will stop acting as if they're soldiers and that they are policemen and shoot people in the leg. You know, you just want them to stop. You want them to drop the gun. Shoot them in their hand so that we can ask them, what made you do that? Because that was horrible.
But I think correct me if I'm wrong, people out there, don't like policemen when they feel they're in danger or themselves or
Right.
or the shooters endangering other people,
Right.
and they pull out a gun, they're taught shoot to kill. Is that right or not?
Today is what they do. In the past, it was shoot to disarm.
Okay.
Because if you disarm the person, we can get information. If you shoot to kill, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
So that's why I'm saying that, absolutely, if someone is standing at you and they are threatening your life, and the only shot you have is center mass. Okay. However, think about how can I shoot, get them to stop, and be able to get
Yeah.
information.
So it's very sad, and we
Yes.
are, just praying for the families
Yes.
of the people that got shot.
And
And
7 people
yes,
were injured.
yes,
So yes, we lost three, and one of the young ladies, her name was Ashley, and I think she was. I don't know if she just recently moved there, but someone said she was from Stockton, California.
oh, okay,
So
yeah,
just very, very sad. Very, very sad. Well, as you know, we feel like the world is on fire. Everywhere we turn is hot. Here in California, we are hot, coast to coast. So we have the lower region. So Northern California is hot, but if it's normal weather conditions, we have a dry heat. Down in Southern California, they have this swirling trough, is what they call it, and it's where there's moisture in the air. So they are now learning what the term muggy, that's a southern term, it's muggy out here. But they are in the triple digits. Fresno, California, triple digits. Las Vegas, triple digits. It's just been hot, hot, hot. And then you go all the way to the other coast, New York, triple digits. People are just so uncomfortable. Middle of the country, triple digits. So there's a lot going on. Like Sacramento, today it's 97, tomorrow it's going to be 100, Friday another 100, and then Saturday and Sunday is supposed to get warmer. It's and it's this heat that's also affecting these wildfires. So we have fires that are just, I mean, a little fire, because it's dry vegetation, they're just taking off. We talked last week about the fires in France, Bordeaux. I mean, they're now telling people that's going to affect the wine.
yeah, it will.
You know,
Just
yeah,
like
just
what
here
happened here in
in
Napa.
Napa. Yeah,
Yeah,
they called it the smoky.
the
Yeah, it was the smoky flavor. And we were all like, no, that's the fire flavor.
But they did say that in Spokane, Washington, one of the fires was not because of the weather; it was set by one man.
Yes, it was.
Because someone actually saw that and
Yeah.
reported it. So
And he's been arrested.
it's crazy because they're saying that the fire in Spokane, Washington, the aftermath looked like a war zone.
Mhm.
So
They said 1 in 10 individuals lost their home. I mean, it was so bad that people, the firemen were out fighting the fire. They didn't even, they couldn't do anything to save the homes,
yeah,
because they were trying to stop the fire from moving further and further.
yes, 70,000 residents were evacuated. 14 people unaccounted for.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. I don't even know what the man was thinking. I really don't know what he was thinking.
I don't either. And it's just very, very shocking. And Rosetta and I, we talk about this. So we've got two things that are going to be coming up in future chats. Number one, we're going to talk about global warming. We talk about it all the time, but we're going to pull some metrics, because in Bordeaux, in France, they're saying that the 104,000 acres between France and Spain is man created, because they believe it's related to global warming. They're actually saying the words out loud. And the other thing that we're going to talk about has to do with, what would be the second one? I just forgot just that quick. It'll come back to me. So we're going to talk about global warming, and then we're going to talk about a lot of the resources that we have, like for the weather, like preparedness. Like here in California, we have earthquakes. Hawaii, they have volcanoes. I mean, everybody has something. But the global heat, there's something going on. And
or
yes,
the flooding.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
another thing. And I keep saying, we've got to figure out a way how to capture all that water. That water should not be destroying homes. That water should be captured so that it can then support all of the dry states that need it. There's so many things we could do to collaborate to make the world a better, safer
Yes.
place for all of us.
Yes, and we
So-
would like to talk about that in future chats.
Yes, we're going to schedule that. There was another thing we talked about, for future chats, but the first one we're going to focus on is global warming, because it's real. And people can tell you it's just weather. It's not. One hurricane a season, and a season is a year, is one thing. 4 in a night, and then the next night another 4, that's very unusual. So I can't remember if it was NASA, it's somehow related to NASA. They took a rocket and they shot it into the moon because they want to see the cause and the effect of the impact, because they want to start building, space stations so that they can learn what's going on. This was the other thing. So Rosetta and I are always talking to each other about things falling out the sky. Every time we turn around, somebody's putting another satellite up, another this, another that. So we can't see it, but there's a whole lot going on up there. What happens when they start falling? Which is also related to the environment. So I don't know if it's going to be one chat or multiple chats, but this is something we think as citizens we have to be aware of, and we have to push back.
Exactly.
All right. So we hope you enjoyed our conversation today. We tried to, do it, to the point that it makes sense for you, because we're only, what is this? This is August, September.
August.
I know.
August.
September, October, November. We're 3 months away from midterms. It's now time to start thinking about what do you want your future to look like for you and your children.
Yep.
So we're going to be talking about issues that should be coming up and facing all of us
Yep.
as citizens.
Exactly.
We want you to know that we feel the love that you share with us by staying with us to the end of our videos. We send it back to you all, bubbling over. Go out and share it with the world. Let's bring
Yes.
some love back to the world.
Love is what makes the world go round, and we love you all for staying till the end.
Yes.
Have you enjoyed our chat?
Yeah.
How about if you want us to talk about something, put it in the comments below.
Yes.
We'd like to see that. And we want to say, please don't forget to hit the thumb icon, subscribe to our channel, which helps our algorithm to do more of these chats, and hit the bell notification. Please. We loved our tea today.
Yes.
Hazelnut milk tea from Bamboo.
Yes.
We are Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea.
And remember to always keep smiling.
Bye.
Bye.